Public interest in Cambodia's July 2013 elections was unprecedented, with support for the opposition at its highest levels in recent memory. When the government released the official results for July's parliamentary election, the ruling Cambodian People's Party, or CPP, received nearly 49% of the vote, earning 68 seats in the National Assembly. The opposition Cambodia National Rescue Party, or CNRP, received 44.5% of the vote, earning them 55 seats. Though this was a major gain for the opposition, the results were immediately disputed. The CNRP claimed electoral fraud and announced they would boycott the National Assembly until their concerns were addressed. Building on years of election-related work, civil society groups came together in the summer of 2013 to form the Electoral Reform Alliance, or in short, ERA. This coalition aims to promote improvements for future elections through a unified, coordinated voice. ERA's 20 members include election monitoring, youth, grassroots and human rights organisations. In December 2013, the ERA released a joint report on the elections, detailing results and irregularities, and put forth recommendations for improving future elections. CNRP President Sam Rainsy and Vice President Kem Sokha attended the report's launch and have used it as a key document in their negotiations with the ruling party. Building on the momentum generated by the report, in January 2014, NDI and ERA members organised a peer roundtable to discuss election reform advocacy.
The purpose of the peer roundtable was to bring in experts who've worked on election advocacy campaigns in other countries and to share some of the creative tactics they use to encourage the public to get involved in advocating for electoral reform.
A few months later, in May and June of 2014, ERA drafted proposed amendments to the Constitution and relevant laws aimed at reforming the election management body, voter registration system, electoral dispute resolution mechanisms, and electoral media coverage. These proposed amendments were presented to political parties, the government, civil society organisations, and foreign embassies at a workshop held in June 2014. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in Cambodia, Professor Surya Sabedi, gave a keynote address at the workshop.
Democracy is not only about electing a government to rule the country. Democracy is about achieving fairness and justice for all.
Finally, in July 2014, after nearly a year of political deadlock, the two parties reached a general agreement and have begun to move forward.
យើងសង្កេតឃើញថាទិន្នន័យឬក៏របាយការណ៍នៃសម្ព័ន្ធកំណែតម្រង់បោះឆ្នោតដែលបានតាក់តែងឡើងដែលបានចងក្រងរួមគ្នានេះបានคล้ายទៅជាទុនបញ្ចូលយ៉ាងសំខាន់ទៅក្នុងរបៀបបរិយានៃការពិភាក្សាទៅលើកំណែតម្រង់ប្រព័ន្ធបោះឆ្នោតនៃគណៈបកនយោបាយដែលទទួលបានសម្លេងឆ្នោត
By shedding light on some of the shortcomings in the way the election process is carried out in Cambodia, it drew national attention to these issues and became a key, if not the key, point of contention during the political negotiations over the last year.
The breaking of the CPP-CNRP standoff has been greeted positively, yet cautiously, by ERA members who are now well situated to help advise on the implementation of electoral reforms and also to continue with the public outreach work they started earlier in the year.
អញ្ចឹងប្រជាពលរដ្ឋគាត់យល់ថាដើម្បីដោះស្រាយទំនាស់បញ្ជាទំនាស់នៅថ្ងៃក្រោយទៀតយើងដាច់ខាតត្រូវតែរៀបចំស្ថាប័នមួយឲ្យឯករាជ្យឲ្យមានការជឿទុកចិត្តឲ្យមានការទទួលស្គាល់ទាំងគណៈបកនយោបាយទាំងមហាជនទាំងប្រជាពលរដ្ឋ
In addition to its technical assistance to ERA, NDI provided small monetary grants to 4 ERA members. the Committee for Free and Fair Elections in Cambodia, the Youth Council of Cambodia, the Cambodian Centre for Human Rights, and the People's Centre for Development and Peace. The assistance was to support targeted electoral outreach activities in summer 2014, including a voter registration reform petition, youth workshops and radio shows. During workshops like this, the YCC mobilised youth activists to spark conversations with family and friends about the challenges of the current voter registration system.
ចឹងយុវជនគេកម្លាំងស្រូលខ្លាំងចឹងគាត់អាចតាក់ទងទៅមិត្តភ័ក្តិគាត់ដែលរៀននៅមហាវិទ្យាល័យគាត់តាក់ទងមិត្តភ័ក្តិគាត់ដែលគាត់ស្គាល់គ្នាតាមរយៈតាមបណ្ដាញសង្គមផ្សេងៗដូចជា Facebook ជាដើមចឹងថាគាត់បានធ្វើសកម្មភាពច្រើនក្នុងការទាមទារឲ្យមានកំណែក្នុងការបោះឆ្នោតនេះ
With its grant, CCHR held a 2-day youth workshop, conducted a series of radio talk shows and created a policy brief.
ការផ្ដល់ព័ត៌មាននេះធ្វើឲ្យសាធារណជនទាំងអស់គាត់បានដឹងពីសកម្មភាពនានាមិនចាំបាច់តែគណៈបកកណ្ដាលអំណាចប៉ុន្តែក៏ជាសម្លេងមួយសម្រាប់គណៈបកប្រឆាំងឬក៏គណៈបកផ្សេងៗទៀតដែលគាត់មានលទ្ធភាពតិចតួចក្នុងការប្រើប្រាស់ប្រព័ន្ធផ្សព្វផ្សាយរដ្ឋឬក៏ប្រព័ន្ធផ្សព្វផ្សាយបែបប្រពៃណីដូចជាទូរទស្សន៍ឬក៏វិទ្យុហ្នឹងចា៎
ការបោះឆ្នោតដោយសេរីត្រឹមត្រូវនិងយុត្តិធម៌គឺជាផ្នែកដ៏សំខាន់នៃលទ្ធិប្រជាធិបតេយ្យ
ចឹងហើយបានជាយើងបាននាំគ្នាចូលរួមនៅក្នុងសម្ព័ន្ធនេះជាមួយគ្នាជារួមហើយយើងប្រឹងប្រែងធ្វើការសហការគ្នាហើយនឹងប្រឹងប្រែងក្នុងការតស៊ូមតិឲ្យមានការប្រែប្រួលជាវិជ្ជមានសម្រាប់ការបោះឆ្នោតលើកក្រោយទៀតឲ្យទៅកាន់តែមានភាពសេរីនិងយុត្តិធម៌
The political agreement calls for an election in early 2018. The next 3.5 years will be crucial for electoral reform.